Alright, fine. Jeez. Okay, what do we got on the menu today? Hopefully it's something good. Wrench. You know, as much as I like the wrenching whip, let's try one more time. Because I feel like the wrenching whip's not particularly... Hey, Spiteful Sword, sure. That's a fun one. I actually really like the Spiteful Sword as a weapon. It's a weapon that really banks on the fact that you're expected to get hit, and then after you get hit, you do a ton of damage. Something that really exploits the whole rally mechanic, which I love in games, and would like to see. How many skill ups am I going to get? It's as if this game is just mocking me at this point. Jeez. I mean, I know I've been playing this for an ungodly amount of time, but I play every game for an ungodly amount of time. This game should understand that it's no exception. I 100% a ginormous sword. Who does that? Other than me. If you don't know what ginormous sword is, you should look it up. It's a not particularly good Flash game based entirely around grinding. Ah, that'd be fun. I mean, you know, even I mentioned in one of the previous videos a playthrough of Hollow Knight that I did, where I got all the achievements, all of them. Is there even any point in that? I don't even go for achievements most of the time unless there's something particularly interesting. Like Steel Soul Mode all that much. When I saw Steel Soul Mode, I was expecting like let's go Promenade Prison Depths, sure. I like that one. Get some good plosives in there. But yeah, when I saw that mode, I was kind of expecting more like I don't know, could not heal or something like that, you know, considering the whole magic ability is called soul in that game. Instead, it's just, you know, permadeath, but has a, you know, save and quit out, so not particularly difficult. I only really use that during the, what do you call it? The area, the Coliseum. And really, it was just during those one sections where you had to do wall jumps without being able to heal. Ugh. Oh, hey. One of the rare times when I get an extra, I'm not even going to take that. +1 to skills, what does it even matter? For a minimal amount more damage. No, it's not even worth it. Not even worth taking. Boy, I hope I get some more health soon. Kind of low on that for... Yeah, I've gotten, what, how many? 3 skill ups so far? So, that's good to know that that's what that's going towards. Yeah. They added a third bit where you do a kick at the end of the combo. I'm not as much of a fan of that. I thought that the Spiteful Sword was totally just fine as it was. And I don't know if it does as much damage. It's mostly just an interrupt sort of thing, but you know. I suppose I should actually like use the abilities that I'm giving here for this. And then one hit and kick and done. You'll probably see that a lot more in boss fights, where I purposely get hit by like the Watcher's tentacles, or I purposely get hit by the big fat guy that's first boss's damage field. Hate that guy. I have actually gotten him down pretty well as far as doing him perfect, but not for this run. Gonna make this one fun. Gotta remember that I'm trying to get hit here. So I do extra damage. How much more extra damage? Like twice as much damage. Now, that's pretty good. Spiteful Sword is also what I ended the Elemental update with. That was a pretty fun weapon to get. No, it wasn't. It was terrible. I was actually seriously considering at that time just making a very, very heavily sarcastic video about how to farm for the Spiteful Sword, because I did actually have a method. Like down to, look out when you're going through the Promenade of the Condemned, because you may be hit off the first vine by a bat. This will slow down your grinding process by 5 seconds. Spiteful indeed. I eventually didn't go with that because it was too much work to edit that sort of thing. I still do have a picture that I made of just, what was it? 3,000, conceptual 4,000 flying biters that you would need to kill to be able to get that weapon, just as a dumb example. Oh, good. A lot of stat ups right away here. Yeah, man. I've beaten the Watcher with less than 3 health ups before, so this'll work out okay. This is all I get even. Wow. Thanks, Spiteful Sword. You're a cool guy. Whatever, it's working out okay. I think that this area might have the most, like, bats per capita of any biome in the game. Because, oh boy. Oh, if you're ever in the prison depths, always look for a... vine that leads up to a shop. Just as a, like, that's how it's programmed. Wait, why would I even go in there? And I already have most of my health back. This is a fun one. Yeah, here. Yeah, I was kind of hoping for a little bit more than that. But that's not bad. I don't think I'm going to be fighting that guy. I am going to be fighting this guy, though. Okay. Should I do it? Just for the hilarious memery of it. I should probably check out that fogger first, actually. Just so I'm not getting hit for extra damage here. Yeah, if you're having trouble with these bats, it's actually, like, the most important thing is to just keep on them. Also, he is canceling his grenade throws into other grenade throws. Jeez. At least I thought I saw that. Just keep hitting, keep hitting, keep hitting, and that's how you do it. I don't think it actually cancels grenade throws. That'd have been funny. Guess I have to give Motion Twin credit this time, but only this time. Nope, more doors. Big surprise. Let's fight a slash. And here's where having a shovel would be nice again. This is the power of the Spiteful Sword. Wow. I don't know what I did to his slash there, but apparently stopped it. Man, this weapon can be goofy. This entire game can be goofy sometimes. The idea of the prison depths. It's like, yeah, we have all these... you can just kick them off. Not quite. Oh boy. Not liking this at all. Guess I'm more okay. Okay, now I'm less okay with it again. Oh. Oof. A lot of stuff going on in this episode so far. Yeah, Spiteful Sword is definitely one of the weapons that if you, for whatever reason, wanted to do a level 1 weapon run, I think it's probably one of the better ones you can do. Nah. You've made your point, Slasher. I'll get out. Okay, what do you got? Sure. Actually, this can do a really fun thing in the upcoming fight, which I'll show off. Specifically, the poison hurts enemies. Which you may know that the incomplete one has an ability that hits you many, many times in a row. But that will be later. Yeah, okay. Or it'll be right now. Whatever. It's all cool. You know, I really could have exploited the whole extra movement speed there. With the, just trying to bait out... Nah, whatever, I don't need that. Just trying to bait out more of the corpse biters from the mechanical spiders. Those would have been pretty... Well, they would have rhymed. Alright, get over here. I don't know, we're gonna keep doing this. And that's the goofy thing you can do when you have the poison enemies that hurt you necklace. Is it like a particularly good strategy? Absolutely not. It's just very stupid, and I like doing it. Needless to say, way more effective if you have a shield, because then you're not taking damage the entire time you're in his field. As far as I know, there's nothing else that you can exploit in that way in this game. Well, thus far, this is going significantly smoother than most runs that I've been doing. I don't know. I look forward to just going so badly right here. Maybe I'll get stuck in the wall again. That'd be funny. Ah. Ugh, it's too hot in here right now. Yeah, because I like having that 75% damage reduction for the Watcher fight. And ultimately, that's what every single one of these runs comes down to. I think I've said that before, where you're not so much getting through the game, because if all you want to do is get through the game, I have literally done that with no weapons at all. No, the real challenge is fighting the Watcher. And I think that this is one of the more uniquely good weapons to be able to fight that boss with. Because it rewards you for getting hit. Something that I think a lot of people kind of undervalue in games. The whole idea of the item that becomes more powerful the lower your health is, or the item that the item that becomes more powerful the lower your health is, or the item that like some sort of clear disadvantage, but for an obvious game. Bloodborne also had a similar sort of thing with the cursed gems, kind of comparing it to, you know, like they compare this game a lot to Dark Souls, but with the rally mechanic especially, I always think of this as a lot more like Bloodborne. Also being so much quicker and less focused on defense, blah blah blah. It's a more apt comparison, I think. Now, was I gonna go to the clock tower? Whatever. I don't need to go there every single time I'm in Fog Fjord. Let's just make this a quick run. I'd be okay with that. I mean, after that horrible, horrible frantic sword run, I would really rather just not spend tons and tons of time, you know, screwing around to no end. Alright. What do we got here this time? Nothing much. I also think that this is a pretty unique weapon in this game, because I don't think anything... Yeah, I don't think there's anything else that purposely, like, if you get hit, you get more powerful, aside from a few of the... Not today. Just because there's too many enemies out here right now that I feel would kill me like that if I took that weapon. Oh, you're supposed to kick him into the spikes. That was the entire point. There you go. Jeez. Why I have to do everything around here? Yeah, let's go for it. Hayabusa boots. A weapon that I really should be doing, because that's a fun one. Like the last few times I attempted it, I just kept dying with it because I got too ballsy, went in too hard on things that I shouldn't be doing, all that sort of thing. So I'm just like, tired of using it for at least a little bit. Get over here. There we are. Yeah, I shouldn't be too difficult since I'm one-shotting these biters. Or very close to one-shotting. Like, what? Not amazing, Dan. Well, I mean, it's pretty decent. Nope! Okay, that was real close. Woof. Get that key and get out of here already. I'll say this with Inquisitors. It's like, even if you get really close to them, that might just mean that you're all that much closer to getting hit. Something I've seen a lot in the various runs I've done here. Where it's like, you think you're going to get to them before they get a shot off, and then they just being you right in the face. It's terrible. No, I think really with those enemies, you just want to try to dodge them. It's like, don't... With a lot of other enemies, like the best defense is a good offense. I think with those guys, like, you can leave them alone and just let them to their business. The only issue that really comes up is if you have a whole ton of enemies. Get out of here. The only issue that really comes up is if you have a whole ton of enemies around you and they're still shooting stuff at you like it's like playing Dark Souls 2. Ha! Hot Dark Souls 2 takes. I don't think that game's too bad or anything, but oh man, there are so many bits in the game where you are like, it's a normal area, but then it feels like the developers were like, this isn't hard enough. Let's just shove in a ton of enemies that are shooting arrows at you, shooting magic at you, etc., etc. When I replayed Dark Souls 1 after playing through Dark Souls 2, the area that Dark Souls 2 really reminded me a lot, that a lot of the areas in Dark Souls 2 remind me of, or at least the kind of the worst parts of that, were the, the Duke's Archives in Dark Souls 1, where you could kind of feel that they were sort of running out of budget, they were running out of time to be able to push the game out, so that the enemy placement, and the general map of the area was a lot less good. And I feel like that kind of happened with Dark Souls 2 as well. Whether it was like trying to put too many disparate areas in one part, not being able to have the same design, or maybe it was the people that did design like the Duke's Archives that also created that. I don't know. There's a number of different factors that could easily be there, but obviously you can't really... Oh man. You can't really tell anything without, knowing about the actual development of that game or not. You know, even in like the better parts of the game, the DLC, for example, there was still a lot of just like dudes shooting arrows or shooting magic at you. I remember in a Liam Loyce, in a Liam Loyce, you saw that a lot. Where it's like, oh, I like the whole design of this area. I like the flow it's giving off, all that sort of stuff. There's still dudes shooting arrows at me everywhere. Why? Why is this the basic design that you went with in this game? A game designed for one-on-one combat. Alright, that's enough complaining about this. Let's do a watch fight. I'm making really good time. Only 20 minutes into this run. Oh, I should pick back up speedrun. Get over here. No, he is actually susceptible to getting stunned. What's the damage I'm doing here? 1920? Not bad. kicking these tentacles is going to be super effective. No, I'm just going to let him pop up underneath. There, bam. I was kind of get over here. Also get that hot poison action down there too. Can't really do it quite the same on the Watcher here because he's so fast and will not stay in one place. Oop. That was not actually intentional. Damn it! Wow. All right then. Good combo. All right, let's just... I'll do a quick blah, blah, blah. But otherwise, I'm just going to say... this is probably the end for the commentary for the episode, so...